Well, hello everyone. Welcome to So Lovely with Grace. I'm Grace. Gotta have a sip. Always start off the day with a great cup of coffee. Actually, this is my second cup. It's almost gone. My husband always makes a full pot before he goes to bed, so I can just click it on in the morning. Thank you, dear. Well, today I'm going to talk about this top and this dress. First, I'm going to talk about the top I'm wearing. As you recall, if you watched my video on my trip to Hobby Lobby and Joann's, I got a lot of fabric that I wanted to use. I was very excited to start using. And the one here that I'm wearing is this knit, striped knit that I got at Hobby Lobby. I have quite a bit of it left, so I can make something else with it. I made this top, new look, 6216. And what I did was I made this one that she's wearing, but I added the bands here on the end. See these little bands here? That's an extra, or I could have just done a narrow hem. But I thought this gave it a lot of interest. Now what's really funny about this top is Trish from Pinky's Farm. You gotta go to her channel. She is hilarious. Her personality is just so bubbly, and she has all these farm animals. It's just a unique twist, and it's exciting. I love watching her. She had on her last video about quilt, she's doing a quilt with Michelle Sews, and she was wearing this exact top, and I thought she made it. Well, she messaged me and said that she did not make it, but it's identical. Anyways, I just thought I'd throw that in there. And I'm going to talk to you, Trish, about your quilt because I'm doing a quilt too this year, as you know. But first, let me talk about this top. I really like it. I'm going to make it again. It was a quick sew. I used my serger for the whole thing, and I'm going to model it for you. Now, I did say I used a serger to make the whole thing. Yeah, 90% of it. But I did, with the sewing machine, top stitched here, and on the band, top stitched here, and the hem. I used the serger, but then I top stitched all the way around, finished the hem off with that, with my sewing machine. But yeah, this is definitely a serger project. So this is the top untucked, and I really like it. It's a simple make, and it's very versatile. You can wear it with a lot of things. I paired it with these jeans. You can wear shorts, anything. You could layer it, wear a jacket over it, and so that's untucked. So this is tucked in, and now when I made this pattern, I made it a little shorter because I wanted to be able to tuck it in. Otherwise, if it was too long, it would be too bulky at the waist and hips. So this is the tucked in look, which, you know, either way, might need a little belt there. But the pattern is very simple. I highly recommend it, and any beginner could do this. So, hope you like it. So yeah, this is a great, great pattern. I might try the pants, but I still have over 2 yards of this left, so I'm trying to think what else I can make with it, because it is a great knit. And I found these two in my stash. I'm not sure, but I really like 6650, the tie dress, and it has a slit at the bottom. And I was thinking about that. I would have enough fabric for that, but I don't know how it would work out with stripes. Gotta think about it. Is it too many stripes? And then this one I originally was thinking of the girl here wearing the 3/4 length sleeve top for the stripes. So I got a lot of fabric. I'll think about it. Not in a hurry to do that right away. And next I want to talk about this dress. Okay, you're wondering, what is that? Why is she showing this dress? Well, last week I did a vintage 70s video, everything 70s, and I forgot about this dress that I've treasured and kept all these years, inspired by Saturday Night Fever. That was 1977. So I made this a year or two later. So I can't pinpoint exactly if it was 78 or 79, but I made it. I was still a kid. It barely fits this dress form because my dress form's bigger than I was back in the day. And I just wanted to show it to you that I made this simple dress. Now this top, I'll take it off here so you can see it. It's an organza type fabric. I got both fabrics at Joann's. Unfortunately, I don't have the pattern. I was online looking for it and I couldn't find it. I found a similar pattern, a jumpsuit pattern, this Jiffy jumpsuit, but I don't know. I might call Simplicity. I might keep digging, but it would be awesome to find this pattern. So this little shawl, jacket, camisole, whatever you want to call it, I made. It's an organza type fabric. It has a little green roses floral pattern on it, and it's just so delicate, but I've saved it. It's been through so many moves, and I saved this dress when I made it in 1978 or 79. So I wanted to show it to you. So that's the little jacket that came with the pattern, and then this dress fabric is a polyester. It has a seam in the back all the way down, elastic casing on the waist and the upper bust with spaghetti straps. Sorry about that. And it's not stretchy at all. It's like a shimmery fabric. So let me give you a close-up of this fabric. It's not stretchy at all. It has these little spaghetti straps. Like I said, the elastic at the upper bust and the elastic on the waist. And the back here, sorry, the wheels keep hitting my camera. And it's, let me center it. But that's the dress. Let's see how far down you could go with it. It's pretty long. I was pretty conservative, so I kept it long. But yeah, I had kept this all these years and I wanted to share it with you. One of my first dresses I made, a very, very simple. I believe it was a Jiffy because it came together very simple. Hope you like it. So what else happened this week? Besides making this wonderful top and digging up my old disco dress, I attended my quilt group. We meet once a month, the first Wednesday of the month. And I decided I'm going to make a quilt. The theme of the quilt challenge this year is a hobby, but you can't do sewing. I'm like, well, fortunately I have other hobbies, but not as intense as sewing. I like home food preservation, gardening, canning, baking, cooking. So I decided to do something different, baking. And I'm going to do a lemon meringue quilt. Sounds pretty interesting, doesn't it? I hope. And I found this quilt block. I just like the design on here. I like the swirls. I could do this on my embroidery machine. And I was going to put in some pie embroidery on the quilt. I'm at the early stages now, so I need to find my fabrics. In my mind, I know the colors I want. I'm thinking of a turquoise, lemon yellow, pink, maybe some blues, green. So I'm in the early stages of designing the whole thing. But it's not due for the challenge till December, so I have all year. So my plans are to do a couple of blocks a month and by the end of the year complete it. And I know Trish is doing a quilt quicker than that, but I'll still get in touch with you and talk to you about my quilt plans. So that's what's going on this week besides sewing. I did the quilt meeting, and I also had a viewer. Her name is Gail. I don't know if she wants me to say her last name, but I'm going to say Gail M. And she had a question about fit. How do I fit my patterns? How do I fit my fabric when I'm making my clothes? And fit is a really, difficult thing to get sometimes if you're not experienced. And depending on the fabric, there's various ways. And what I wanted to tell you, Gail, and anybody else who's interested in fit, is I am self-taught. I take classes here and there. I've, through the years, followed Nancy Zeman. I don't know if you remember her, but I'm inserting a picture here. I got to meet her, fortunately. She's a legend in the world of sewing. And I met her a year before she passed, and thank God I got to meet her, because she is like my idol in sewing. And she explains a lot about fit, but basically using a dress form, making muslins, getting familiar with the pattern, make sure you take accurate measurements, and then look at the ease in the pattern. So in the finished garment measurements at the bottom of the pattern, some of them have them, some of them don't. Try to see where it fits for you and how much ease you want, how much fit you want, and depending if it's a woven or a knit. Now if it's a woven, you're going to need a little ease because you got to be able to move in the fabric. If it's a knit, it's more of a negative ease. Depends on how tight you want it on you. If you have a sway back and your back is not straight, you might have to put in some fish darts. But what I'd like to do is I find patterns that I find that fit me well and that I know they're going to fit, so I kind of use that sizing with the new patterns that I buy if it's a similar style. Now, if it's something I'm totally unfamiliar with, or it's a little different than most of my patterns fitting me, I will make a muslin. I collect a lot of fabric, junk fabric that I'll never make anything with, just because of muslins. And you don't have to make the whole pattern. That's a myth. You just have to make the shoulders, the bust, the waist, just to get the fit. You don't have to make the whole thing or the whole dress or the whole top. That's what I do, at least. So I hope that helps you. Do some darts. If there's no back seam, you can add a seam there for fit. There's various ways. It's with experience. Well, Gail, I hope that answered your question, and I hope it helped anybody else. The other thing that's going to help with fit is taking a Mimi G class. She has a sewing academy online, and I'm very interested. It's always good to take more classes, always improve yourself. And I think her classes are like $11.97 a month, and you get so many courses. And if I could dedicate an hour a day or an hour every other day, I could greatly improve my skills. So she also has classes on fit. To me, that's very interesting and exciting. So that's it for today at Friday Sews. I hope the information was entertaining and helpful, and I really enjoyed chatting with you guys. So go get yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever floats your boat, and have a great Friday Sews. Bye for now.